Hi Aries, this is Kay. You're on the Collective Soul Tarot channel. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to your reading. So what does Archangel Michael, Holy Spirit, want you to know today, Aries? We're going to start off with the Lenormand to get some kind of significance about this reading. All right, hope you're doing well. We've got Garden, card number 20. And the energy of the Eight of Swords. So some kind of worrying, concern, stress of something to do with the union. Duplicity, duality, union, partnering, partnership, two, right? Coming together. Or already together. Whatever that might be. I'll read that in a moment once I get the rest of the cards out. So Archangel Michael for Aries. What major arcana wants to speak to this Garden card? That one. The Sun. Well, that's a perfect card to have in the garden, right? The Sun. It's the writing is so light, it's hard to see. So happiness, triumph, festivity, optimism, success, and vitality. Beautiful energy. Beautiful, beautiful energy. Let's get clarification for the Sun. Archangel Michael. And we have the Six of Pentacles. Lovely. That's balance. Equal give and take. And so there's been something that was not in balance before. It might have caused you to be all stressed out. You know, it's because, with the two, it's between two, right? Garden has to do with the energy of something becoming public. But I'll read that after I get the rune out. This one wants to come out. Hera. Okay, so card number 12. That is about communication, right? And we got a bushel of wheat here. So we'll find out what Hera means too, or Jera, however you want to say it. The rune, I'll read that in a minute. I'll read the other one first. So it's harvest, yeah. Okay, so card 20 with Garden. We have got, it's a card of fun, feast, and entertainment. Personal meaning is joy, happiness, delight, fun with loved ones, and feast. So it's a social event, it's public. Meanings in love is new acquaintances, dates, romantic encounters. Meanings in the field of finance, we got meeting new partners, establishing relationships. So yes, it is fun with loved ones, so it has to do with coming together as a group. A group is described as being two or more people. Yeah, so it starts off with two people. All right, so new acquaintances, dates, romantic encounters. Let's see, meeting new partners in finances, right? Maybe work or business, and establishing relationships. Card of fun, feast, and entertainment. So what is it that's got you all stirred up? What's got you all stirred up? What has been harvested here? Jera, Hera, daily work, routine, perseverance, but a good result later. And it's a positive card, so there's no negative connotation to it, like a reverse. So it's a positive card. Daily work, routine, perseverance, but a good result later. Something's got you all stirred up. Aries, what could it be? The Eight of Swords energy. This is balance. This is, good, pleasant, healing, fun in the Sun. It's all good energy. Six of Pentacles in the Sun. It's all really good energy. maybe it's something that I just got the thought that from Archangel Michael, he says for some, or one, or two, or however many of you, Aries, it's about feeling like it's too good to be true. Like everything's so good, you know, everything's so good. You're a little concerned about it. Daily work, routine, perseverance, but a good result later. Now you're working hard on something. You're persevering. Okay, Aries. Well, you know, this is the first card and this is the second card that came out. Let's get some tarot. Find out more about this. Eight of Swords. First card is the Knight of Wands. The Worry Wart, the Wounded Warrior with the Death card. Okay. Death and transformation. Yeah, this one wants to be seen right now. Seven of Wands. Aha. Okay. Seven of Wands along with all of this. So, something had you all stirred up, like I said, stressed out, worried, concerned. That things were going too well. And now this doesn't have to be in a relationship, because again, it's two or more, right? Two or more. It could be in some kind of group function, like in terms of work or business. But yeah, it could definitely be romantic as well. But things were going along so well, and the two of you are ticking together, or you and your group are ticking well together, persevering and working hard. Things are well balanced. People, whoever gives receives, and then vice versa. So it's equal give and take, going back and forth. No one's giving too much and no one's receiving too much. But there was a time during this connection that you have with these people or this person that was it was a bit tumultuous. Maybe it was teetering on whether or not y'all could stay together, or you know, when I say y'all, I mean you and your romantic partner, or you and your group of people that you are interacting with for some reason, some reason unbeknownst to me, of course. So because it's being general, it's hard to know. But yeah, it's something that y'all had a rough go in the beginning. It might have been good in the beginning, but then there was a rough spot. Yeah, and you know, things were sad, things were done that the two of you, or y'all wondered if you'd be able to continue working and persevering forward with the project, the business plan, the business idea, or the romantic relationship. But an end came to that. You see, the sun came out. And you decided to, well, if it was like a business, it could be that you decide to go public with your company, putting it on the market, right? Selling shares so that you can bring some capital in, which might have helped, like might have been the part of the business that was threatening to put you under, to have to end the business or end the project, whatever. And it could even be romantically too, that you might have gone public with respect to talking to a marriage counselor, talking to somebody, talking to family, friends, either together or separately, individually, because there wasn't this equal give and take before. Some people might have put more more capital, like more financial investment into it than others did, and others were were behaving as though they had just as much invested with the way they were behaving, coming across demanding and just obnoxious, obnoxious because you're all a group working on one thing. Some of you put in more financially, invested in the group, in the project, in the company, in the business, but just because you're all a group, some of them, the ones that didn't, assume that they have just as much, clout and say, to have the ability to make the demands. When clearly that's definitely not the situation when it comes to who's put more into. Now, if let's say you put a lot into the project, capital investment, or whatever you did financially, but you had other group members who didn't, but they worked really a lot. They put a lot of time and energy in. They did a lot for the company, whereas you were more like you'd come and go because you put your investment in, and you were just kind of like you're going to be not necessarily a silent partner, but somebody who wasn't interested in having that much hands-on with the project, the business, the day-to-day, the routine, whatever. So in that sense, it's like it's equal, but I would say that it wasn't equal in the beginning. And so there was a rift, or there was conflict, chaos and conflict brewing, threatening to bring the business down, because people just couldn't work together. Everybody was getting on each other's nerves and coming together and working for the one cause very difficult. But that has since ended. So y'all were like wounded in some way. That is all ended. It had to end in order for you all to continue to persevere and keep moving on, keep putting in what you originally came together to do. Now, when I talk about this, so there's the daily work, the routine, the perseverance. So, for example, the people who are putting the time and energy in the day-to-day grind, you all might have had a meeting and said, "Look, I know you've put more financial investment in this, but we need you here too. We need you to have your hands in here too." And you say, "Okay," the kind of thing. I didn't really want to have too much hands-on. I was leaving that to you guys, but if we can't make a go of this, my money's already gone. If we can't make a go of this and keep this afloat, then I'm more than willing to step in and start putting my time and energy in as well. And everybody goes, "Okay, we can do that," Or the ones that didn't have financial investment, they might either bow out, so that opens up the room for someone else who can financially invest in it as well as put their time and energy into, or they actually take out a loan of some kind and put their financial dollars into it as well, bringing them up to the equal give and take. And we're talking about the romantic part of this too, Aries. So it's the same thing. It's like you two came together for a reason, and things started going askew with respect to maybe there's just not enough time in the day or energy in the day to spend any energy and time with your loved one, and people are getting their nose out of joint, and it turns into petty squabbles, possibly about, well, who's the house is becoming a mess, no one's vacuuming, no one's doing the dishes, no one's making dinner. So you start, there's things said about that we become defensive and so forth, and next thing you know, it's like, should we really even be together anymore? And the two of you come together, just like this group situation in the business. They come together and they have a talk about it. They sit down and they talk about it. They bring some light into the situation about how are they feeling about not spending enough time together, or someone who doesn't pick up their socks and leaves them laying in the middle of the floor all the time, you know, that kind of stuff, right? You have a chat and you start clearing the air. And so the two of you are like thinking, we need to have this chat so that we can clear the air, and if we want to keep this relationship together. So you might have had to go public with basically telling your friends or your family that the two of you are having trouble. You might have got some really great advice from somebody, or you know, or you went to sought counseling. You know, you sought marriage counseling, or you know, individual counseling. So then that problem area in your relationship started settling down. You both start settling back into knowing that you two want to be together, and this is what you want to do moving forward. So you put an end to the squabbles, basically the disagreements, and you're transforming the relationship because you've been advised, not only like either professionally, through professional avenues, by some people that you might have as the group gone out and reached out to for some assistance. They might have said, look, you guys have to put in some rules, kind of thing, some rules, and this is for if you're in a relationship, romantic relationship, you are talking to family, friends, or a counselor, and you say you need to put in some, you know, rules, basically saying, when you come home, go ahead, take your dirty socks off. Just an example. Go ahead, take your dirty socks off, but throw them in the corner. In the corner, not on the floor, in the corner where we will have a dirty laundry basket sitting. So it's not a big deal. You're going to come through the door, and then maybe it's one of the first thing you do is when you sit down at the kitchen table or in the living room, you sit down, you pull your socks off, and you just fling them over to, even if they don't make it into the basket, they're by the basket. They're not in the middle of the floor. And maybe you got stinky feet, you know, wafering underneath everybody's nose when they're either eating dinner or trying to watch TV and relax. So, you know, that kind of thing is what I'll put up with. I'll put up with the sock not quite making it into the basket if by chance that happens. But I'm not going to put up with it sitting in the middle of the floor. When, you know, you're a grown person, you're very capable of putting your dirty laundry where it needs to be. You all get into agreement about that. Maybe it has something to do with money, right? And you say, well, we need some financial help. So you might go to your friends, go to your family for help, or go to get a loan. Public. So, yeah, and so you say, okay, we've got a curve on what we're spending our disposable income on, because our disposable income seems to be whittling down because we have more credit card debt or whatever it is. And so you have a chat about that, and you come up with some healthy boundaries. I will do this if you do that. I will only accept your socks in the dirty laundry, not on the floor. I will only accept you spending X number of dollars every paycheck and no more. Unless it's absolutely necessary, then of course the other boundary is that if it becomes more than X amount of dollars, you and I have to talk about it. And you're all in agreement with that. You're all happily agreeing with that. The Emperor, yeah. So you're getting into the position of taking charge and taking control and being a leader. So it's the group, right? You're making sure that whoever can be in an Emperor position, you're going to support them in that, or you're going to be the emperor in that position, leading. In the romantic relationship, you're going to be standing up and taking the necessary actions to not only have a chat about, like, say, we need to talk, and then you talk, and then you act, you behave according to the rules, right? And you keep checking in to make sure with your person that they're happy with your now different behavior, or you check in with your person and tell them that you're happy with their now changed behavior, or both of you doing it. Temperance, there's that healing and all abiding peace, with the divine helping you to smooth things over, because this is a divine that came in here and said that this has got to end. And they spoke, they whispered to your hearts and said, you don't really want to lose this opportunity to keep moving this project forward, or this business plan forward. You don't really want to lose this opportunity to be in this relationship with this person, because we know where your heart is, and your heart is with this person. Your heart is with this business plan, this project, these people that you're working together. So they're going to try and keep you from killing each other, basically, right? And I say that metaphorically, of course. But the Ten of Swords, the Knight of Wands, wow, the Two of Cups. It's like, so the Ten of Swords was being let down, right? Feeling like you're being let down, and that it can't get any worse, and you're just about ready to walk out the door. You're just about ready to close the project down, the business down, whatever, because no one's getting along. But you don't. It comes to an end, and the swords start coming, you can pull the swords out of your back now and get back up, because 10 is the end. It's a brand new beginning in truth. It's not going to be any more like people flying by the seat of their pants, or making their socks fly onto the living room floor after they rip them off their feet. So it's not going to be like this. Behavior is coming to an end, because they're right here. The death and the new rules, the new boundaries are right above the sabotaging, betrayal energy, and the irresponsible, just being impulsive energy, wanting to have fun without having restrictions and limitations, right? in the group, it'd be like, well, I'm just going to, getting a little bit like with a group, everybody has their role, and some people might just go a little bit too far with their role, or they start stepping on someone's toes when they're doing their role, telling them how they should do it, or trying to take over a particular task of the role that other person is in, and it's putting the other person's nose out of joint, and then the group is fighting. Excuse me. But the Two of Cups, things are coming back to two again. It's coming back together because of, the Six of Cups is like, it's like a very copacetic type of connection. You've been together, and if you just got your egos a little out of the way now, with thinking that you can be irresponsible and do whatever you want to do, no matter who it hurts. I'll just keep throwing my socks in the middle of the floor. So now there's this big, stinky, messy pile. And it's a big pile, because whenever you rip off your socks, you just kind of let them fling, and they fling wherever. But it's a stinky, well, not you, your partner. That's not you, of course, Aries. This is you. Aries, you're the emperor. So you are, just like it's like the last straw on the camel's back. So this is like the two of you came together because you are definitely the divine sweethearts. Hey, you're divine sweethearts. Same with the group. You came together for a particular mission, having a particular vision, and you all, like when you're all working in tandem, not against each other, sticking to your agreed role, you all work like a well well-oiled machine. Yeah. So justice is coming to making sure that we've got that balance right here. It's all balanced. Whatever's legally needs to be done, whoever needs to take care of any kind of legal documents for the group, or it's possible that the two of you, Aries, you and your romantic partner, are deciding to get hitched. Okay, you've got that, you've reconnected to say, well, look, we've been like this, and we went through these really rough waters together. We made it. We had a talk, we talked it out, we've agreed, and we promised. And we're sticking to those promises. We are following whatever it was that each other had for, that pet peeve kind of thing that we just couldn't live with anymore. We're following those boundaries. We're not crossing them, and if we do cross them, we right away make an apology and compensate my partner for it in some way, right? Promising not to get close to the boundary again. They just said, you might have said, well, today was particularly hard, and when I came in, I was hot and sweaty, and I just didn't even think. I was so drained from the heat, and I needed to have some water, or I need to have a beer, or whatever it was to revive you. And when I took my socks off, because I was so hot, I needed to get them off, my boots and my socks, that it never even dawned on me that I flinged it again. I flinged it into the middle of the room. Yeah, and so when she or he came home, they see the socks, and it's kind of like, what's going on, right? And then the devil energy is about the Five of Pentacles, keeping these things in check. With the Justice and the Devil right beside each other, it's like, oh no, we're always, like I was saying, you're keeping these things in check. You're going to be asking your person to make sure that they're not feeling jilted in some way because you had a really difficult day and you crossed that boundary. So you'd be checking in to make sure that your person is happy with your new behaviors, and you'll be checking in. You'll be making sure that they check in with you, that you're happy with their new behaviors. It's all a balancing act, and it's all about making sure that you two are on the same page and you both can see the light, what your truth is, and reminding yourself that it's not about bondage. It's not about being together because you're forced to be together. It's being together because you want to be together. It's equal give and take. It's not about you're no longer in that energy of looking in from the outside, feeling like your person isn't spending enough time with you, and they do some really aggravating things, like with their stinky socks, right? This is just an example. And with the group, it's the same idea. The business group or project group, it's the same idea. It's that Justice has come in to make sure that there's also that caveat that you might have put in as a policy at the time when you had the meeting with all of you, saying, look, this is what's going on. This person's stepping on someone else's toes, and this person wants the people who are providing the finances to be more involved, and this, that, and the other thing, right? That was sort of throwing the group think off, the group cohesion off. That you had that conversation, you put in the policy that, hey, we need to put a policy in that has something to do with accountability, being seen, checking in, accountability, that someone once a month is going to, during your regular meetings, once a month it's going to be in charge of reporting on what they see throughout the month, the previous month, on how things are working. If the well-oiled machine is still running well-oiled and in being progressive and being effective and progressive, we're gonna have a policy that we're gonna be expecting that report once a month, right? Because we want to make sure all our ducks are lined up in a row and that we're not overlooking something that's very important. It could be as small as a molehill that becomes over, like within a couple months, 3 months, it just becomes all unwound and out of control because we're not paying attention to it. We're letting it have its little we're letting it take control because we're not keeping it under control. We're not keeping it under wraps. We're not keeping an eye on it. You see, it's what I'm saying. So then we have the Fool. The Six of Swords, there's your solution. Rough waters to calm waters. Working hard. With the Eight of Pentacles and the Hierophant. there's that Eight of Swords right there. But we just know we don't need it because we already got it. Got it here, and it doesn't fit with any of this. So the Fool, this is the back of the deck. This is your near future. So it's that you and your romantic partner taking that leap of faith to make the problems become non-problems again in your life. Working hard together on making sure these boundaries are respected and put into effect. It's, you know, and it's not only you establish healthy boundaries, but you also enforce them. It's not enough just to establish them. So taking that risk, leap of faith, to keep going, to moving forward, progressing as a group, or with your romantic partner. Working hard on that, mastering the ability to be able to make sure everything is like I's are dotted, T's are crossed, things are reported on a regular basis. So if with a relationship, it would be the same thing. You're going to be checking in to make sure that the devil isn't having free reign. The devil energy, the toxic energy, isn't getting free reign because nobody's noticing or nobody's reporting or, you know, basically complaining about it to the other person. They're burying it, shoving it under the rug, the stinky socks under the rug. So yeah, it's a matter of the two of you, or the group of you, are putting things right. This could be marriage, like I said, for the romantic partners, but this is like you're putting things into like professional order, into policy order, into whatever order that has authority. All right, so you're going to be having a few more policies or rules or demands, whatever it is. Your company, your business is going to run more organized. The Hierophant. Things are looking good all around. Romantic partner or business or project, whatever, it's all looking good. It's ending up well because all of you are getting on the same page about it and going to dig in and do what you're expected to do, including with that romantic situation. Problem solved. Six of Swords. Rough waters to calmer waters. We've got the swords of what we've experienced before. We have the memory of them, and it's the lesson learned. So the wisdom is coming with you because you decided to take the risk and follow the sun, which is your sun here. The sun, that has to do with everything equal, give and take. Everybody's got a role. Everybody's taking responsibility and doing what it is that's being asked of them. And that which you agree to, okay? Because you all want to stay together for a very important reason. Your mission and your vision when it comes to the business or the project, or just the romantic one. It's because you love each other. You want to move things along so that you have these milestones where you're harvesting things. Like the company would be harvesting profits, right? Margins and whatever, and the romantic relationship will be harvesting anniversaries, years together, how many years you can start like making it a milestone kind of thing. So it's all beautiful, it's all good, Best of luck with all of this. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.